It's not always an easy thing, but when you find it, there's nothing like it. And Finding Cupid with David Cruz is here to help you do just that. It's a show where celebrity guests, dating experts, matchmakers, and friends come together to talk about one thing: love. Finding Cupid with David Cruz, only on ubngo.com.
Hey friends, welcome back to another amazing episode of Finding Cupid, a podcast about love coming to you from the Burbank Media City of Cities here in Los Angeles, California. My name is David Cruz, and I am joined by my amazing friend and co-host, Matt Wall. Matt.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
He's giggling
Good to
because...
see you.
You know, I've had to restart the episode a few
You
times
said
because
the wrong location.
I said I was live. I said I was in Hollywood. Well, I messed it all up.
Wrong.
As you know, we're rebooting the whole thing here. So we've been away for 5 years, and then we come back, and then we talk about all of these things.
At least you know who I am. That's what matters.
Karen,
That is I.
welcome to the show, Karen.
Thank you.
Matt, so good to have you back on this episode. We have a great show today because I have an expert that is dear to my heart, somebody who deals with something that I love. It's a medium within the world of love that I mean, I cannot say the word love more than I do. So I'm excited to share it with our listeners and our viewers here on YouTube. But Jenny Barker is here. You will know her from this amazing show on this little network called HBO. The show was called Full Bloom, and it was a competition series with these amazing artists, I should say. And I will say artists because they were, I mean, the things they did with Floral blew my mind. So she is here today. We're going to talk to her about all things flowers, especially with the big season of Valentine's Day coming up. We have so many questions to ask because we know we've seen many a gentleman and ladies wandering the grocery store aisle the day of Valentine's Day, picking out carnations, thinking that that's going to, score a home run.
Baby's breath.
And not that I don't like carnations or baby's breath, but will that seal the deal? Or will that guarantee a breakup? She knows the answer. So she's here today. We will welcome her. Let's just do it right now.
Yeah, bring her in.
Jenny
to
Barker.
the frame.
Welcome to the show,
Jenny.
Hello, how are you? I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you.
We're excited to have you here. Before I get started, I just have to say, big fan of what you do. And to tell our listeners, they call you the flower doctor. Why do they call you the flower doctor?
It all started actually, I was teaching a floral class and I was talking about energy of flowers, and I started like pumping up the room, talking about the medicines, and they all looked at me. There were 16 people that are high executives in the room, and they're like, "You're like the flower doctor." And I remember taking steps backwards like, uh-oh, I think I'm going to get in trouble. And then I had a couple huge articles written in like LA Style magazine. And in bold cap on the front, it said, "The Flower Doctor." And I was like panicking. I'm like, oh my God.
Do I have a certificate for that?
Am I a fraud?
That's instantly. And they said, don't worry. Dr. Phil does not have a doctor degree, but they call him Dr. Phil. So just own it. And ever since, I have been owning it, and I feel pretty confident being the flower doctor.
Listen, I've seen the creations that you have made, and you also own your own shop here in California. Magical Blooms is what it's called, right?
Yes, it's called Magical Blooms.
And El Segundo?
Actually, we're on Pacific Coast Highway, right by the beach. I'm a beach girl.
Nice.
And it's in Redondo Beach. But we do ship everywhere.
Oh, you do?
Good to know.
I created a flower box called the Flower Prescription.
From the Flower Doctor. Duh.
And it's this beautiful golden box, and I put the medicines of flowers, and it's a surprise, and it's my total heartbeat actually, and I'm just so excited about this project.
Listen, you're
That's
going
amazing.
with this Flower Doctor thing, and I think you should. I think it's working. And the public gave it to you. So who are you to say no to this title?
This heavy crown you have to wear.
I love being a flower queen.
Listen,
Yeah.
we love being queens that like flowers. So there's that. Listen, Jenny, there's so much to go over today because, listen, Valentine's Day. I just want to say this: the average guy. Sorry, straight males. I'm gonna pick on you right now, but you're not good at this. And actually, there's a lot of gay guys that are pretty terrible at it too. But here's the thing. People in general have problems and challenges picking out the right flowers. I see it all the time. I mean, as someone who loves love and is wandering the gift shops around this time, who's wandering the card aisle around this time, I have seen firsthand people cry in these spaces because A, they're out. They don't have anything left because, I don't know, Jenny, why are the flowers out on Valentine's Day at 4 p.m.? I mean, that's a weird question to answer, right?
You know, it's so interesting because a florist actually has to plan 1 month out. Speaking to, like, we have the pressure of ordering flowers at top dollar because there's only so much available.
Yeah.
And we are gambling. We don't know how many people are going to walk in our door and how many people are going to call. And I'm sorry. Yes, I would say 80% of people are males that buy flowers for Valentine's Day.
Okay, see?
And they
That's a
call 3 hours before it needs to be delivered.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No.
It's a no.
See,
huh?
I'm glad I threw
it's
that.
so stressful.
Oh, yeah, for you.
The pressure, because like my store, I make everything on the fly fresh. Most flower
Nice.
shops, they design 1 week prior to the day. And I'm crazy. I like everything fresh because it's energy.
Yeah.
So-
Well, that explains a lot of floral that's died when I received it.
Mm.
This
And
has made a
that's
week
actually something to discuss because so the number one flower to give, drum roll,
out. Oh, here we go.
for Valentine's Day is a red rose.
Okay.
Now,
Is this good or bad?
this is excellent.
Oh, okay.
This is a good thing. However, people don't know where roses come from.
Oh.
So roses, the best roses for anyone listening to this or viewing this is an Ecuadorian rose.
Okay.
Ecuadorian roses are the biggest heads, top quality, and the stems are thick. And
I
the-
feel like this is a different conversation.
very,
Sorry.
very,
PG-13.
very
PG-13.
little thorns.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And they
I like
last the
that.
longest, and they have the highest respect because the growers in Ecuador just know what they're doing.
So if I go into a flower shop and I say, "Do you have Ecuadorian roses?" and they say no, should I
You
just
walk
like
out.
leave out?
Yeah, walk out.
Peace. Sorry.
In fact, I would call first to see why waste your time
Yeah.
Why go
driving
in?
around town when they'd sell other roses. So to answer where the roses come from, besides Ecuador, they come from Colombia.
Okay.
They come from Baja. They do come from like local coastal growers. And I'm friends with some of the growers that grow in these spots.
Yeah.
And they all know that their roses cannot even compete against an
Oh.
Ecuadorian rose.
Oh, this is the first time I'm hearing this.
Don't
See,
get that Pasadena rose.
Don't
huh?
forget it.
No
She's just
way.
going right to that parade.
Let's go direct because, you know, there's one time a year, there's so much commercial pressure
Yeah.
and so many people are scrambling, like if they're single
Yeah.
or if they're about to go on a date or like if they've been married forever. A lot of women that have actually been married for a long time, they don't want their husbands to give them flowers. Isn't that weird? Or they expect to see the roses. There's like such a black and white to the
Okay.
holiday.
But there's so much to unpack here. But I want to start from the beginning. Let's just talk to you. How did you get into this world of floral? Take me to the little Jenny.
My little Jenny, I was 5 years old. I always wore hats and I always wore dresses. And I would be barefoot. And my grandpa was my best friend, Jack Golden. I named my son over there in the background, Jack Golden. And I would look and be mesmerized by roses. I would see them budding. I would see them opening up, and then they get bigger. And I was so impressed by walking up the stairs looking at them. I would ask my grandpa if I could cut the roses and put them in the house.
Aw.
So I asked permission for the vases. I asked permission to cut them. And when I put them in the room, it was like I brought the energy into the room with the flowers. Now, at age 15, I begged to work at a flower shop.
Oh, wow.
Please, please.
Please. They
Hi,
said
I'm
no.
not here for flowers. Can I please
I
work?
said I'd work for free. And they said no. But eventually, I'd say 6 months, I got a job.
At the
And-
same place?
Yeah.
Aw. They're like, we just need you to be legal. That's the thing.
So I ran that business, and then at 19, I started my own company, Magical Blooms, with $500.
At 19?
Wow.
And I've had my business for 23, 24 years now.
What?
And I've never had a boss. I have amazing clients, and I'm the magician of flowers.
Jenny, I'm only going to give my money to you because I have to tell you, I spent an obscene amount of money on flowers. I love flowers. Anytime I host parties, I have to have fresh floral. I love sending them, and I love to shop small also.
Yeah.
So there's, I love to support a small business.
So it's interesting, though, because during COVID, actually, I pivoted my business, but it was so aligned because I was already working on myself and like the development of the flower prescription.
Oh my
And I
God,
started
love this.
buying direct from the grower in Ecuador, one of my favorite farms who I partnered up with. And you can see significantly a difference when you get it straight from the farm, like FedExed right to my door on a Monday, versus the middleman of it sitting here in a warehouse, sitting here in a warehouse, sitting here. Roses, when you get them fresh, actually last a long time.
Really?
They shouldn't last 2 days. It's because you're getting old product, straight up.
How long does a rose last? It comes cut to you, right?
Yeah, it comes
They don't
cut
send you
to
a
us.
bush.
Yeah, that'd be really weird.
There's a whole
And then
bush
dirty.
running at your door.
It's lasting how long?
So if I get it cut straight from the farm, I would say you could get it for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm buying
fresh.
the wrong stuff is what I'm.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you have to keep cutting it as it sits in the water?
So technically it's already dead, but what
Okay.
happens is it's like, like if you go to the gym and you're working out and you drink fresh water versus like water that's been sitting in your car or around. It's like,
Gross.
Yes,
but I mean, we've
do
all
know
done
that.
it.
Like Matt, right?
Come on,
Yes.
we've all done this.
Everyone has an emergency water
Yeah, I was
bottle in
gonna
their
say, it's
car.
like
It's
a-
like an accident. You're like, I'm
Yeah, yeah,
thirsty.
yeah.
So it's like if you get an arrangement, what happens is the water turns murky after like 24 hours or 72 hours.
Yeah.
So would you rather sit at the table looking at beautiful roses that look great with dirty water? Or how hard is it
I
to
hate the dirty
change?
water.
Change your water.
And then while you're doing that, if it's not that big of a deal, cut them.
Okay.
Because it's like, nothing better than a fresh haircut or a fresh
Yeah.
new pressed outfit. So it's just like
New jeans.
you're connecting to your flowers and being like, hey, I recognize that you're on the table. You look beautiful. Let me clean you up a little bit so you can
Yes.
stay beautiful.
I cannot stand the dirty water. Can I just tell you this?
Yeah.
It's like actually weird and kind of gross to me. I
it
hate when it
smells.
turns. Yes, and it
Stinky.
smells. But I also have a relationship with them because I feel like they were brought into your life and they were, they're bringing beauty and aroma to your world. But then I do that with my plants too. I talk to my plants.
Good.
I'm that guy.
Should I add that little package that sometimes comes with them?
All these
Or is
questions.
that
I love.
So like, hey, for like years, I would never put flour. He's talking about flour food. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in a package. It's powder.
What is that?
And it murks the water.
Exactly.
That's
What
the brown
is it?
stuff.
Can I just say though, I don't actually like using flour powder food because it like you have fresh water and then all of a sudden your water's like cloudy and
Yep.
gross, and usually it just like sits on the bottom of the vase and you're like looking at
Yeah.
it and you're like but it's doing something good. So I
think.
actually am going to come up with something really soon, my own line. It's flour liquid. That it's just the same thing, but it's not going to make your vase like look all gross,
Yeah.
your water.
Okay.
I love
It
that.
actually is good, but I don't like the powder at all. I'd rather just change the water like every day than see that.
Same.
Yeah,
gross.
the murky.
Okay.
The swan.
Yeah.
I love this. God.
Thank you.
Okay. So we gotta get through a few things here. Ugh, there's like
So many
questions.
things.
I know. See, this is what I'm saying. Even people have been buying flowers for such a long time. It's like we need the flower doctor. So here she is. So let's talk about all the new trends. I've been seeing someone who loves flowers. I think that world and even the show that you were on shows a lot of those trends. There's a lot of crazy things happening in floral world, which excites me because there's so much like artistry in it, so much color, so much different usage of different things or things that have come back from old trends. Walk us through a few of the new things that are kind of out there besides, your roses and typical carnations that are out there.
So I always recommend to get the personality of who you're giving the flowers to, because not everyone loves red roses, even if it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Maybe tulips are their favorite, or maybe
tulips.
orchids. And there are so many beautiful tulips that are now available that are crazy colors, that are triple heads, that are parrots. There's sweet peas that are available. Maybe peonies. I don't know about that one. Every guy calls peonies. I'm like, yeah, thanks for trying to slip that in. However, they're not in season. Those are Mother's Day flower.
Yeah.
But, this is actually something also that a lot of people don't know about. Let's go to roses real quickly, because I used to guide everyone away from roses for everything, because I was like this crazy artist. I was a trendsetter in a bunch of magazines and stuff, and I would be like, why use roses when you can use the sweet pea or the straw flower or all these cool things? However, roses have vibration. We are vibrating right here, right? Yeah. We're vibing. Music has vibration, and I talk about this all the time. Roses are the highest vibration of flower that exists on the planet. And if you're trying to work on anything with your heart chakra, your heart, the rose is the ultimate Valentine's Day gift to give. However, color. Let's talk about color trending in roses.
Okay. I feel like I'm taking notes here.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, everyone, seriously, I'm going to give you a minute. Grab that pen.
Yes.
If you're driving, pull over because you need to hear this. Okay, roses and colors. Go.
Yeah. So for example, you walk in a shop or you make a phone call and you're like, I would like some roses. They'll just instantly go to red. Why do red? We could do a different color. And that's where it gets tricky, because first of all, you don't call it a red rose. Roses have names. So when you call, you can actually ask the florist, okay, I like red roses. And you can say, great. Are they from what region are they from? Ecuador. Okay, we're going to stay on this phone call then.
Yeah, I'm like, I got the Ecuador thing
Okay,
down.
and then you say, what is the name of the red rose? What?
Oh my God, I never asked that.
So there's a rose called Hearts.
Okay.
And that's like a rose that it looks as though someone squeezed it with a heart, like a hug that they love someone. And then the top of it looks all like a garden rose, jaggedy. And if you look down, like from bird's eye view, you see it and it looks like a heart. Where like if you're going to get like a cheaper Ecuadorian rose, it's a rose called Freedom, which we all need and like. Another rose is Sexy Red.
What? There's so many things.
And then, I mean, the list goes on of red alone. But then, like, you can ask questions, like, since you are an expert of dating, if someone has actually only gone on 1 or 2 dates, you don't give red roses.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Straight up. That's like a no-no. Like, it's too much, too fast. You're rushing into something. But give her roses, but give her a purple rose. Give her a pink rose, because then you're kind of like wanting to make her blush.
Yes, I love a
or
blush
feel
rose.
feminine, but you're not
pretty.
like in your face, forceful of like, I love you, because that's what red roses are.
That's what I think too. Okay, I was on the right track with that.
Like
and
you would never want to give a yellow rose ever.
What does yellow rose mean?
Can I give it to a friend?
Yeah, it's a friendship rose. If you're from Texas, if someone's sick, it's okay.
Yellow rose.
If someone's like just having a real, if they're getting bullied or something, to make them like, if you put yellow roses in front of you, kind of like, like,
can I give a yellow rose to myself?
The vibe's different.
Yeah, it is 100%.
So, okay, all right. I'm just gonna
Wow.
recap. I'm literally taking notes here.
If I buy roses to put in my house for myself, am I consciously then changing a vibration of how I want to steer my life?
Yeah, so I recommend always having red roses always around you, because we're always wanting to tap into our heart, listen to our heart, speak from our heart. Like the heart is like the most beautiful organ on our body, the one that we have to really connect to the most.
Yeah.
So we are all intuitive. We all know what we want and what we don't like, right? So if you're in a grocery store or if you're at a flower shop and you see roses and they're for you, my suggestion is tap on your heart, say, hey, like, it sounds really crazy, but you know, I'm crazy. It's okay. I'm crazy about flowers. Tap on your heart. Hey, like, I love you. What's going on today? Connect me to the best flowers for me to bring home. I know it sounds weird. You like don't have anyone look at you.
No,
I swear to God, you will walk up to all the bouquets around you. One will call your name out, like, it's me. I swear. And you pull that, and you're like, then you go, hey, is this it? Like in your mind, yeah. Then it's like a respect for the rose. Also, you're not just like grabbing the rose because I get roses every week. Yeah. You're actually like, what do I want to work on? And you can put them in your house, and you want to say hi to them. You want to be like, hey, what's up? I love you.
I talk to my plants.
But when you're saying I love you, it's about saying I love you to myself. You know, like, hey, brighten up. It's like brighten up your house, brighten up your soul. And so
I have it. So not to throw myself under the bus, but I love white roses, like white and green. What does that mean about me? I'm scared for you to answer that.
I'll tell you. This is specifically for you right now. So you have a crazy mind, and it works a mile a minute. It goes so fast that sometimes you can't catch up to it. And you have white roses around you so that you can calm your mind to remind you to breathe specifically. Okay. Because you're not breathing enough.
That makes sense. I'm not. It's not because I'm not
mesmerized.
But when I do have them, it makes me stop and literally smell the roses.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that makes sense.
But like you need an extra reminder. So it's not because white roses could technically say, okay, because white roses are elegant. Oh, roses are, they look white with a pretty black face or the silver face or the clear water.
I just like white and green together. I love that.
But that's to help you energetically calm the heck down.
Oh. That makes
sense. Get more.
Because, like, you're like, you could be like, I don't even know you really, right? Like, I know you, but I don't. Your mind's like, full of ideas, like,
that's totally
like
it.
a lot of us. But yours is like, can you just breathe with me? Be with me.
My roses said.
So it's like for you to be with yourself and just be like,
pause.
You know? That's for you. I mean, I could tell someone else something totally different.
Should I get red roses? I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Open up my heart chakra because I don't have anyone to give roses to.
What's your favorite flower, Matt?
You know, I don't think I have a favorite. I love to go look at what my options are. Say I go to Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
And I'll look at price. That deters me. And then color.
But if you were to get something, what's the thing that you wish somebody
staple flower.
I don't know. I think I just appreciate the beauty of the arrangement.
Okay.
So are you like a type of person? Because Trader Joe's, by the way, it's a great place for a very low price flower. Yeah. They're pretty much all $4.99, I would say. Because I shop at Trader Joe's and sometimes I'll grab them. It'd probably be not the best place to grab them because they're not temperature gauged. Okay. So they're sitting in the heat. You don't know who's grabbing them and letting them go, and they're just kind of like there to maybe be impulsive.
Yeah.
But I'd be curious. And when you get the bouquet, are you getting one that has lots of things in it or one type of flower?
I do both. And if I'm going to splurge, I will sometimes like mix things or like grab a eucalyptus with it or try to create because pretend like I'm artsy like that, but I really don't know what I'm doing. But other times I'm like, oh, this sunflower really speaks to me and it's and I'll just get that.
Yeah.
Get that.
Yeah. A little tip on buying sunflowers, by the way, is you want to make sure, unless you're like getting them for like a party, for a baby shower or something really important, you want to buy those when they're super tight so you can't even see if they're green or black inside them.
Okay.
And they'll last longer. Okay. If you buy them when they're all blown open, they're not going to last as long.
You're going to die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God. The notes here.
I don't know if I answered any of your questions, but.
Yeah, you did.
Well, you kind of just had a mixed array.
I like a mix.
I like them all.
Yeah, I just kind of what speaks to me then.
I feel if I was going to read you, which
Please
I'm going
do.
to,
do it.
I would say you probably grab a lot of Gerber daisies.
Okay.
Do you know what Gerber daisies are?
Maybe not.
I do.
Yeah?
Sorry, God.
I have to Google it real quick while we're here. Yeah. So Gerber daisies are one of the happiest flowers on the planet. They come in different colors. They almost look like a sunflower meets it's very similar to a sunflower. And when someone's there, the dominant of when they have them all placed, it's in a very strategic spot. When you kind of don't know what you're going to grab, a lot of people just go grab the Gerber daisy because they're beautiful colors.
Yeah.
They're hardy. And it just is a happy flower. It makes people feel like, I'm happy. Like it's this happy flower.
I agree.
So if I were to say a quick one, am I accurate or completely off balance?
I will grab those often.
Okay.
Yes.
Pull up a picture.
Often. Of course. I know what those are.
You were
of course.
Googling.
Who doesn't know what those
Gerber
are?
daisies.
It
We
just
go
takes
way
a
back.
minute. It takes a minute.
Yeah, you are correct.
Yeah, and it's just one of those so you're not a judgmental person at all. You're an open book. And you're a very happy spirited person. So that's why you grab that flower and levitate to that. Just because it's just like keeping you on that even keel of like just being right there always.
Yeah. Okay. So we got the rose. I feel like the rose is pole position again. It is back in front.
Okay.
And now I feel like I'm going to walk into a floral shop soon and be like, are these from Ecuador? And be like, what kind of rose are they? Are they hearts?
He's all of a sudden Reese Witherspoon and Legally Blonde, like talking about stitches on a dress.
So I want to give some tips on buying flowers for Valentine's Day because you all need tips.
Yes, absolutely.
Besides Ecuador.
Yeah. Okay.
So
my goodness.
please call 1 week in advance to place your flower order. Valentine's Day always falls on the 14th every single year.
I mean, I've been telling people this forever. But
Isn't that weird?
Not a surprise, huh?
So if you call a week in advance, you're not on the edge of feeling stressed. You just know that you have an order locked in, right?
Mm-hmm. Could they do it 2 weeks in advance? I mean, if they were really good?
1 week in advance would be putting us at the very beginning of February. And that's the time to call because you talk to an actual flower shop person that works in the store. There's temporary help during Valentine's Day. Like we don't need 50 people working all day long, 5 days a week. So temporary labor comes in to answer phones, to process, to deliver, because there's no way we would need all these people all the time. So if you want a quality conversation, speaking to someone about putting in an order and securing it, knowing that everything's spelt correctly, it's getting to the address and your priority, do it in advance because we all know it's the 14th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, another tip. So this year, Valentine's Day falls on a Monday. This means that you get those delivered to a job. Yep. Most people work, like most professionals, like they don't take the day off to like whatever, like
think about love.
Yeah, like they go to work and you get extra brownie points if the flowers are delivered to a workspace because everyone around is like, oh my gosh, she got flowers. She's posting it that she got flowers and everyone around is feeling jealous and mad and maybe even taking pictures and sending it to their boyfriends.
It's flower FOMO. Yeah.
And then those guys like will be like, what shop is that from? And then they'll call and be like, you're going to get, if you call on Valentine's Day, any shop, you're going to be like, sorry, we're over capacity. We can't help you. And you're going to end up going to the grocery store.
Oh, yeah. With all the other sad people.
And those are bad roses.
Oh my God.
Can I buy Trader Joe roses though for myself? Okay.
No, I wouldn't.
Invest
$5 more.
Five more days. First of all.
He said for himself.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to buy Valentine's or if you want to buy roses for yourself, buy them from a flower shop. Yeah, you pay $10 more, but they last better. They feel better. It's like, you know, there's certain things you buy that are kind of cheap, like maybe shirts, but then like you buy a good pair of tennis shoes or something, they last longer, they feel better. You just like feel like it's like, you know, it's like when you buy organic or something, right? You're just like, I feel healthier.
I feel better eating this organic ice cream. I mean, because it's organic. I agree with that. So there are trends though, and I know that you're all about the rose. But there are trends. Like what are the other trends that are out there? I'm seeing like dried florals. I'm seeing a lot more like tropical stuff, like crazy stuff.
Yeah. So the number one trend, it's to me, honestly, I'm a trendsetter.
Okay.
So I don't follow any rules. I don't follow anyone. Like I'm like, no, so to me, dried flowers were hip 5 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, they
when
were.
You were doing it.
5 years ago. I'm like,
but it's hidden. It's hidden everywhere. All like
and
a crazy
fire.
fire.
The other. I just got
weird.
someone coming into the shop this last week. The flower hat, the hat boxes.
Oh yeah,
and,
I don't like
and
those.
and the roses like all on the top like soldiers.
It's weird.
And like they don't even pop out of the box. Like they're just like right on there. So like if you're walking by it, you can't even see there's roses. But then like you look down and they're like, whoa, there's a dozen roses there. And they're forever roses.
Yeah, I don't like those. Are weird.
Why would you want something forever?
They don't die?
They're forever. So they're going to collect dust. They have zero energy. You know how they actually...
Are those real roses?
Zero energy.
So let me tell you.
They're not. They can't be.
Okay, so if you go to a store, there's a specific store that sells them. I'm sorry to
I
say
know who
this.
they are. Yeah, it's
anyways, the point is like you would buy one of these for like $1,000.
yeah, they're stupidly
What?
overpriced.
Yeah.
They're
For
crazy.
death.
Forever,
dead
apparently.
things.
Yeah, so here's the deal. What they do to make this rose last forever, which dust collector, is they get the rose and they take the life force out of it, all the energy possible out of a rose.
Okay.
First of all, that's so
That's
sad.
Yeah.
And then it goes to white, and then they dye it.
I hate dyed
flowers.
floral, first of all.
And I don't like dust collectors.
Yeah.
The point of having a rose is to feel the energy. It's like having an avocado last forever.
But see, that's why I don't. Yeah, that's why I don't like dried floral. I love the trend, and if you're doing like a wedding or something and want some pampas grass or whatever,
Yeah, that's
cool.
Whatever.
But like the idea of getting like a bouquet of dried flowers feels weird to me. But it's out there.
I am gonna bring potpourri back though.
Ooh,
I'm going to because
potpourri.
when have we had potpourri? Like since the 80s.
Yeah,
maybe
the back
90.
of the toilet.
Fashion in the
So
seashell.
gross.
In the seashell.
It's nice.
Okay, wait. So, of trends,
Yes.
or okay, you're a trendsetter.
Yeah,
so
let's talk about what to do.
What to do? What do you recommend? What's your ideal floral right now?
Okay, so as I
Floral
mentioned,
recipe.
so there's two ways. Well, there's two ways to give flowers.
Okay.
One by if I'm gonna give them to someone, or one by ordering it to have delivered. So you have to pick which one you want to do.
Okay.
After you make that decision, there's two options on design. You can have one being wrapped or one being designed. And the design would be in a container. I used to go crazy. Even this last week, I'm not going to lie, I went crazy because it's like, what container am I going to use? Like container. And I go so crazy, like trying to formulate what's going to be the trend on container. And like, to me, I feel like it doesn't really matter what container. Like, don't go for a cheesy container that like has things on it and stuff. You can get a basic container and have just a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Now, what's weird about trending is baby's breath is hot right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing that again.
Oh, I
that
thought it
used
was
to
a
be the
joke.
flower that you're like, don't do that.
It's a filler.
Yeah, it's like, ugh.
But I'm seeing it in colors, and
Yeah.
I'm seeing it in all
So
different
that's
ways again.
trendy. Like,
Yeah.
so if you were going to do a trendy V-Day, oh my God, I should call that on my website, Trendy V-Day.
Trendy
Yeah.
V-Day.
Remember that. So a trendy one would be like pastels are kind of like weird, like headachy, but cool.
Pastels
And
for
there's-
spring.
There's a
Groundbreaking.
really cool rose that has an interesting story behind it. It's called Toffee Rose.
Oh my God,
Okay.
I'm learning
It's a
so much
brown
today.
rose.
Oh.
And it's a small head when you first receive it, but it opens up gigantic
Sorry,
Uh-huh.
giggles.
Go on.
heads. It was actually made by my grower. Woo woo, I'm proud. As a
Toffee Rose.
mistake. They
Okay.
you know how like they generate and create different roses.
Yep.
And then they try, the goal is to like make the number one rose and then like make a fortune on it. Well, this one was made and it was brought to like the owner, and he looked at it, he goes, that's brown, no one's gonna buy it. They kept it alive in the greenhouse, a few, and then one day they're like, I think I should bring this rose and introduce it. And it became the hottest, most expensive rose this last year. Hot commodity. You can't find anywhere, and one grower
Toffee
actually created it.
Rose.
Toffee Rose.
It's the ugly duckling of roses.
Yeah, but like if you're gonna give a rad rose,
The swan.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
it's
and
fun.
you can actually put like ugly fern with it. I can't believe I just said that.
No flower is ugly.
Even dyed baby's breath would be acceptable. And like, cause it's funky. And
I'm looking at it online and I'm in.
Because I'm kind of I love the color palette that would bring is like that earth tone.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Oh,
So
it's
settling.
a nice yeah, I'm in.
So,
Wait, but so can you get it now?
yeah, I got some. Secrets out.
Okay.
So when I
Okay.
talk about bouquet wraps versus arrangements, so a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't want to get an arrangement design. I mean, not my clients, but they're like, "Oh, it's gonna be more expensive."
Yeah, because I got to buy the container.
But what's more expensive is when you give flowers that have been wrapped, maybe in a water on the bottom.
Yeah.
And like you go to dinner, all that, and then she gets them home, and like the first
They're
thing
dead.
is not priority to put the flowers in water,
You're going to have sex.
and then you just
Science,
like they're
the
dead, like they're just dead the next day.
Yeah.
So, but at one point I actually was married. I did get a divorce, and I'm happily single right now.
Yeah.
If
so is
anyone,
Matt.
hey. But my ex-husband, I converted to being Jewish, which is also kind of strange. So I'm Jewish, converted Jew. But
After you divorced?
no, when I was married, but
okay. I was
totally
like,
separated.
that's a lot of changes.
No, it was kind of strange. But anyways, my point is
Yeah.
on Friday it's Shabbat, and
Uh-huh.
on Friday there was nothing more romantic, and I'm a florist, than seeing a man visually walk in the door and bring flowers with a smile.
I agree with
Like
that.
versus when you walk in the kitchen, okay, there's an arrangement sitting there or something. It's like, there's nothing more romantic, guys, of bringing a bouquet of flowers with a
Absolutely.
smile and a sincere love and being like, here, I got these for you. And all the women out there suck if they're like lame and don't know how to receive.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, that's also
Because
a
of their
problem.
past bullshit. Excuse my French.
It's
like
bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit. No, the point. No, like you don't. Like, oh, it's so expensive. Don't buy flowers; they're expensive. Buy me a Louis Vuitton purse. It's like, stop it.
Ew.
Men, like when I was little, I was 5.
Ladies.
Going back to 5.
Okay.
My grandpa would buy flowers for my grandma, and he would buy back then carnations mostly, or roses every once in a while. And I would see him picking the flowers,
Yeah.
and it brought him such joy to give them to her. And I remember thinking my grandma wasn't like, oh my God, but like,
Yeah.
ladies, when you receive flowers, make sure you acknowledge your guys.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
So I
old
mean,
fashioned.
that's a great thing to bring up because I think that's many out there will tell you it takes a lot of coaching to get a partner to get to that point to bring flowers. And at some point, you're all going to be 100 years old and sitting there, barely moving, and you're going to want somebody that comes in and brings you flowers. It's the little things that later on in life are going to be big moments for you. And you're going to want to encourage somebody to do those types of things now, while you can still smell them. So who knows later on in life, you may not have that.
Do you think it's a bigger gesture to show up with the flowers or to have them delivered?
If I was I one time got flowers delivered to my work.
Yeah.
I thought it was the coolest feeling
you
ever.
want people to see.
I felt so special, and I'm a florist at a flower shop
Yeah.
getting flowers. And there has been times where like I got flowers delivered at my doorstep, and I felt so special. So
yeah, in general.
in general, but if a guy can create a tradition with his woman, or whatever, have those traditions like every Friday, just bring flowers to your love.
Yeah.
Like, it can solve a lot of arguments.
Yeah.
Because I actually got discovered, and I have an agent now, and I gave the Toffee Rose to my agent to bring home to his wife.
Uh-oh.
And he goes, I don't think I can take these flowers home. And I said, that's crazy. Like, this is the best rose possible. He goes, she thinks she's going to think that I did something wrong.
Wow.
Sounds
And
a
I
good
laughed
habit.
because I've heard that so many times.
Yeah.
Like, guys think they're in trouble. They made someone mad, or they're about to do something. So I'm going to cover up with flowers or something,
Well, it also means they've only been giving flowers when things are bad. So
Yeah,
there's that.
So like just give flowers because it's a Tuesday, or create like once a month. Like if you're on a budget and you can't afford it, you can afford it actually, because if you just stop going to Starbucks, or you cut back in a certain way, or just like make more money so you can bring that beauty.
There's that.
Make more money.
Just make more money. Nah,
Jesus,
trying
you
just
to
don't
do
get
that.
it, Matt. Make more money.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so we've walked through some trends, some ideas on, definitely some pointers on when to order. We've talked about red roses. Let's talk about the things to avoid, because this is the big thing, right? We've kind of grazed on this a little bit, but you're out there and maybe you got a rogue bad florist or something, and he's like, I don't know, give an orchid. It's a guaranteed that potted orchid for Valentine's Day. I don't know, whatever the scenarios. But what should our listeners stay away from?
Okay, so you want to avoid doing. Okay, so Valentine's Day colors are red, white, purple, pink.
Mm-hmm.
They're not yellow or orange.
Okay.
So you want to avoid colors that aren't Valentine's-y, because even if like you give, if you give like red and yellow, that's just a headache. Like it doesn't look good,
Yeah, reminds me of French fries at McDonald's.
It's just like, just go with the colors of Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Like the thing that's most popular and famous at Magical Blooms is us to do the it's like called Jenny's Magic. And it's, you give $1 or a budget and we just design something really beautiful, and it's a surprise.
Yeah.
One thing to avoid is like going to a generic website and ordering something really generic. Because then like you don't feel special. Like when you do, like, you can do a dozen roses or whatever, and then you add in like an orchid, the ranunculus, some green hydrangea. Like, I'm not a fan. Sorry, anyone listening. Like, it's always my headache client, which would be one a year, because we don't have bad clients. Everyone loves us. It's like when someone calls in and they're like, okay, I want a dozen red roses, but put one white rose in the center.
Oh, God. Wait, why? Why would somebody do that?
I don't know. And I'm like, I want to just tell them I can't help them, because it's the one person that's going to call and complain. The woman's going to be like, I don't like my flowers. And the guy is set on that. Like, I don't know why.
Oh, my God.
It's craziness.
White flower. I personally hate any flower that has like that weird rainbow dye in it. You see it a lot at the grocery stores. I kind of feel bad for that flower.
It's fine for Easter, right?
Yeah, like
Easter egg hunting, Easter eggs. Put some bunnies next to it. It works.
Kids party. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, go with the natural. Go with natural. I love personally designing with herbs like mint, rosemary.
Oh, I love that.
Thyme, not basil because that doesn't really last. Acacia is one of my favorite ones. Secretly, when I put that in my design, it helps get away from anger. Angry people that are always mad. You put acacia around you, and it kind of zaps that energy of being
passing
anger.
that out. Got you something.
And it kind of hurts when you touch it. They're like, "Ow!" It's like that's just a reflection of where you're vibing.
So you wouldn't. There's not a couple things you would steer people away from so they don't sabotage this.
So I would say sunflowers. Sunflowers are a great flower to have day to day. It's kind of like, ooh, you just really messed up by giving a sunflower. Just give one white rose, or like a color. Yeah. Like if you're on a budget, because a lot of people that are on budgets still buy sunflowers because they're pretty. But I would avoid yellow, anything that's not Valentine's-y in general. Like, but sunflowers is just, unless you know that sunflowers are their favorite flower and it's a tradition. Because some women actually they hate roses.
Yeah.
Or I've heard recently people are allergic to roses. And I was like, what?
I'm allergic to you.
I was like, let me tell you, you need to connect to your heart.
Yeah. You really know a Toffee Rose.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to stay away from those colors because we want to stay in the color scheme. So pinks, whites, right? Pinks, white. Can we do a white during Valentine's Day? Pinks, white. Or combos, I guess. Blush.
Yeah, combos.
Red, blush, pink. Okay, got that. And stay away from the yellows. or the oranges, unless it's part of a tradition.
Yeah.
And it's their absolute favorite flower.
And you have to think, by the way, because like some people are like their girlfriend or their wife is working or at home and they're at work, and then like they're gonna meet at a restaurant where it might be awkward to walk in with flowers and then put them on the table.
Yeah.
So that would be like you want to be conscious like where you send them. So like say you send them to her house because she's working off Zoom now, you know, half pajama, half business, and she could go ding dong, the doorbell rings. Think about what you're going to put on the card message.
Yeah.
Because the card message, a lot of people just say, Happy Valentine's Day, love.
Jim.
What's your
Jim?
Jimmy. I hate Jim. What do you think? I mean, there's only a certain amount of lines, right? That you can put into there.
You got like 3 sentences. That's it, guys. So don't try to write a love poem.
Oh, I have tried. Like, and one more sentence, and then another.
And then they're like, "Oh my god."
Do you ever get guys that call and say, "Can you actually write more than this on this?"
Yeah, you know
Help
what?
me out.
This is an important time. Okay, so when if people come into my store, they're not coming in to be a looky-loo. They're coming in because they know I'm a doctor and we're going to handle them and we're going to design with intention. So we want to make sure on the phone and then when you walk in that they feel like they're walking into our house. Like, hey, how are you? Hug. Like you want to make them feel good. One of the reasons actually why I started my business when I was 19 is when I was younger, I would walk into so many flower shops because I loved flower shops. And I would be like, everyone is a lot of these owners and these workers are cold.
Yeah.
Like, they're not like, they're like, almost like you're like, oh, can I, like, like, they don't even say hi to you.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're already nervous because you're coming in because you need something. It's like, it's my anniversary today. I know you knew about that a week ago. I got you. Like, you don't want to make anyone feel bad when they're coming in because they're already like, something's going on. You know, you'd be surprised what comes in the door with what we hear.
Oh, I can. I've been in a flower shop when some of that has walked in, and it's like, I need to get out because the energy's bad. Or she's about to go through it with this one.
Oh my God.
It's so terrible.
So if you're newly dating, like, okay, so also if you're newly dating someone or newly in love, you don't want to go too big, too far, too fast, because then you're setting the expectations up to constantly from that point forward give them big.
Well, you got it. I mean,
big
listen,
Ecuadorians.
I will be married 5 years this Friday, but together 10. And listen, you run out of things after a while. You know, so you got to get creative. So I get it. Like, don't go too big, too fast, because then what about the rest of your life? There's a bunch of other stuff that you got to do.
Yeah, and there's symbolic things, too, like how he just mentioned 5 years married, 10 years together. Like, you could do something where you make sure if you're, like, wanting to do something. It's like if you want to go away for the weekend, but you have to give roses, or, like, you still have to give flowers. You didn't just get... Yeah. Even though it's on the weekend, you're going away and you just blew a lot of money on this date to go somewhere, you didn't get away with not still sending flowers.
Yeah.
And a card or chocolate, right? So knowing like you're going away, you might want to give just 5 roses and a small little cute thing.
Yeah.
Because then you don't feel bad because the person who receives them is so grateful that they got the flowers. Like, oh my God, I love my flowers. But then you go away the next day, you're kind of like bummed.
Yeah, because they're like going to die at home.
Yeah.
But they could take it with them if you give them small enough.
Yeah, you could put it in a box.
Put a corsage on. Take it with you.
A lapel pin.
All right, Jenny.
Take the heads off and put them in the bathtub.
See? Oh.
Or, you know, like do a little
the
trail.
Rose petal thing?
Yeah.
Take it with you. Put it in the bathtub.
That's always going to be
that's so sexy.
Romantic.
I love that.
Always. It's something that's just like,
oh my God.
Who doesn't love like rose petals? Like
in the bathtub.
Everywhere. It just, have you
in
ever
that
taken
Hilton Garden Inn you're staying in for Valentine's?
Oh God.
All right, Jenny, we are out of time here, even though I could talk to you for like 10 hours, right?
It's true.
So many great tips here. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Please tell everyone how they can find you.
So the best way to follow me is on Instagram, Magical Blooms, or I have a new TikTok because everyone's like, new TikTok. It's under The Flower Doctor.
Love it.
Or catch me on my website, magicalblooms.com, and I teach floral classes. I do weddings, events, parties, everything.
That would be fun.
And I'm based in LA, but I do travel.
Yes. I mean, that's awesome. Jenny, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on. And thank you, Matt, for
You're welcome.
learning
that
along
was so
with
fun.
me here.
That
Right?
was so
I have
fun.
so
Thank
many
you,
notes.
Jenny.
And you're going to have to tell me when you go to Trader Joe's next time what you grabbed.
Oh my God.
Okay, I will.
I gotta FaceTime.
I will.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. As always, like and subscribe here on iTunes and on YouTube. And for more information about Jenny Barker, head to our website on Finding Cupid, and then more information will be also on fruitloots.com, our sponsors. Thanks so much. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.